The following may contain strong opinionated views. The views and opinions expressed on this show does not necessarily reflect the views or the opinions of any social media or broadcast platform.
Hi, welcome to the Coffee Hour, a show that involves you in verbal interaction. Sports with Brian Camp. So settle in with coffee in hand and enjoy the Coffee Hour. Now here's your host, Frank Allan.
TGIF, thank God it's Friday. Here we are, another Friday, and we're all together, gathered around the breakfast table and any place that you may congregate on this Friday morning. We thank you so much for being along with us. My name is Frank Allan. The name of the show is called The Coffee Hour. This is where we meet every Friday at this time. We get together, have a little coffee, have a little fun and conversation, which we can bring to you each week. And we like everyone who are watching to get involved in conversation. I want to take time to thank all of our people who've been around with us for so many years from the beginning, and you're still here. We thank you so much for that. We probably have a lot of new people who are joining us for the very first time, and if you're one of them, let me show you what the show is all about. As the host of the show, I get things started and revved up by getting into the mode of prepping the show, so it'll give you time to think about what you want to talk about should you want to get involved in conversation. And in that prep mode, I get things started by throwing out a conversation piece. Like, for instance, I may throw out a topic and we'll start it off just to get the party rolling. But at any time at all, you can get involved and create your own topic. If there's something in particular that you want to talk about, all you have to do is use the keyboard on your computer, with laptop, desktop, we don't care, your telephone, or even your tablet. And you just type in whatever you want to talk about. I will see you right there on the big screen, because what I'm going to do when I see you and you say something, I will entertain all of your thoughts and ideas. That's what the show is all about. We have free exchange of ideas and of opinions, and we hope that you have a lot of them. We have them here. We're not afraid to express them as well, and you shouldn't be at all. And so what we want to do is put all of those opinions together, yours and mine, and make good conversation about it. Okay, and as I said, anything that you want to talk about, you just want to lay out there, please do it. We thank you so much for being along with us, and here we are. Of course, if you're watching us for the first time, you ought to know we're on two different platforms, right? We're on Facebook Live and we're on YouTube Live. So wherever you're watching us, take the time out to cut and paste the platform that you are on, which is the link, and pass it along to your friends. Now, the people from Facebook, they refer to it as tagging, but it's no more than cutting and pasting the link, and you can tag them to your friends or whatever. You can do it both on Facebook and YouTube as well, and we really appreciate that you do that. Brian Camp is along with us today, and he's going to bring us the latest developments in today's world of sports on Sports Update, and of course he's going to be around with us for the entire show. And so we want to say good morning to you wherever you are. Oh, you're in Charlotte, North Carolina. I'm from New York. And I see a little sunshine hitting the pavement over there, the walls where you are.
Yeah, it's sunny or partly cloudy, whatever it is, if you want to call it. But right now, yeah, I'm looking at it. The sun is out.
Mhm.
It's not going to stay sunny. It's going to be cloudy, but you know, for the most part of the day, you know.
Yeah.
So, but other than that, yeah, it's going to be a good day. Put it like that.
Yeah. Well, we got sunshine out right now too, and I think it's going to be similar to what you're going through. Maybe your temperature is a little bit higher. We'll talk about that in a few minutes. And all weekend long, it's not going to be a bad weekend in New York, but certainly not. The sun is not going to shine right throughout the whole weekend, but we'll talk more about that later. Warren is out there with us, watching us live on Facebook, and he's got clear skies at the moment, 69 degrees presently, going up to 82 degrees. Is that where you're going, Brian?
Well, we're going to have 83 degrees.
Okay.
It's 73 now, but it's going to be 83 degrees, give or take, depending on the time of the day. So, It's going to be great. By the way, before I go any further,
Mhm.
happy belated birthday, Warren. Um, I'm so happy for you to see another year. God's blessings to you and your health and your strength. Didn't get a chance to call you. I was thinking about you. By the time I was thinking about calling you, it was like 11 o'clock at night. And I know I didn't want to disturb you at all. But happy belated birthday, my brother.
Yeah. I bought him a cupcake, but I couldn't resist it, so I ate it. I'm sorry, but I'll send him the candle anyway. You know, that's about it. Happy birthday, Warren, and many, many more. And those of you who are watching, you're just joining us. The name of the show is called The Coffee Hour. And we got a lot of things. As I said, Brian will give us sports in just a few. Later on in the program, before the show is over, I'm going to give you those movies because each week I select the movies from Turner Classic, go into their vault, see what they got going for the week, and so I can pick it out and relay it to you because maybe you're one of the people in conjunction with doing whatever you do on the weekends. Maybe one of the things that you may want to do is catch up on some movies. And so I just want to throw my 2 cents in right there and bring you what I have so you could just add it to your list of what to do or what to watch for the weekend. It's May, and this is the last of it. Last of it, Brian.
Last one.
Uh,
Yep.
yeah, this is the last of it. And the official day of summer is not until June. So, but we'll
June.
get to that.
Last day
Uh,
of May.
yeah,
Well, tomorrow's the last day of May, but yeah.
tomorrow's the last day, but this is the
Yeah.
last day of May for all of us. So when we come back, for the coffee hour next week, we'll be in a brand new month, the month of June. And if I'm correct, that would be June 5th. But we got a lot of things. And then a lot of holidays are coming up too. We got holidays coming up. We got Juneteenth coming up. And then another one after that. So we'll talk about all of that. And then the rest of you guys, if you want to talk about anything in particular, please feel free. It's open forum here. And we would love to have the your company each week. And those of you who are here for the very first time, if you don't want to join in conversation, you just rather watch the show. We see you when you come in, but we won't say anything unless, of course, you say something first because we want to respect your privacy. So, Brian, at the last day, we're still, even though it's the last day, all day today and all day tomorrow, we're celebrating the final leg of the Jewish American Heritage Month. That's what we got going. And so, if anyone wants to talk about that, uh, you in the Jewish community, you may have events that are going on you want to relate to us, let us know. Also, Asian American and Pacific Islander Heritage Month, that's here too as well. And of course, again, the same thing. If you have anything that you want to say about that, or any events that's going on that you want to relay, let's celebrate together. National Blood Education Pressure Month as well. Keep your blood pressure at a norm as much as you can. And if it's a little too high, then you make sure you see your doctor and let him and her advise you on what to do because you can live with high blood pressure and you can keep it at a minimum. There's ways of doing it. A lot of people do that. And National Dental Care Month as well. This is the final time we'll be talking about all of this. So please take care of the teeth and the gums and everything that go along with it. So you'll have a healthy dental record when you go back. And National Military Appreciation Month. Now, we already celebrated Memorial Day holiday weekend. We had that this past Monday, which makes this a very short week. And so we continue to salute all of our soldiers, men and women alike, from the military of the Air Force, Army, Marine, and the Navy. All of those, we thank you and we salute you because you've done a good thing for us, for America. And above all, we want to let you know that if no one does, we love you here. That's about it. Well, I guess I covered all of that. What do you got planned for the weekend, Brian?
First things first, I want to say since we are celebrating the last week for Jewish heritage, any of you all out there, wherever you may be, want to throw out some famous Jewish names to acknowledge them, help us out. We can't name them all because there's so many great Jewish people that's in the industry of sports, politics, entertainment. Just throw it out. Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. So if you know any names that we didn't mention or you like to mention, throw it out there.
Hmm.
Throw it
Absolutely.
out there. Yeah,
Absolutely.
As
Absolutely.
for me, for this weekend, it's gonna be after last weekend. Let me talk about last weekend. I had a wonderful
Yeah.
time. We had 30 to 35 men in my home, and we was celebrating men. We was up to uplift men. You know, there's a lot of men that's going through some difficult times, personal stuff. We do, as men, we do shed tears, we do hurt, and we just got 30 to 30 men, 30 to 35 men in our backyard, which it rained for most of the part, so we brought it inside. And we just talked, let it in, just let it out. It was like as though it was back home in Brooklyn, barbershop talk, you know.
Mm.
Anything goes. Whatever is said here doesn't leave the room. We fed them. I fed them. I was the main chef, of course. I made a 22-pound brisket. I made I made three Boston butts, that's chopped barbecue. I made six slabs of ribs. We cooked some fish. I made my famous Greek pasta salad, and everybody else brought in some ice and so on and so on. We ate, we fed. It was like Jesus feeding the multitudes. Like 5,000 people. It wasn't 5,000 people here, but 30 35, and we talked and we have fun, and we really enjoyed it. We did not let the rain stop us at all. As for me, for this weekend, I don't know yet. I'm thinking about a dish. I'm trying to create another dish with shrimp in it. It's what's the long pasta thing called?
Lasagna.
Fettuccine. It starts with an F-E-N. I'm saying it wrong on anyway, but
You're not talking about lasagna, are you?
no, no,
Oh,
no. Uh fettuccine or
oh,
fettuccine.
fettuccine. Fettuccine. Yeah, I know what you're talking about.
Yeah. Yeah. So
Yeah.
I'm gonna make that with some broccoli, some spinach, some
Yeah.
peppers, and some shrimp, and I'm gonna mix it up and I'm gonna bake it. So that's what I'm planning on doing. I start on Friday, time management. I start on Friday, and that's
Yeah.
how I get ready to get down in there and start cooking and everything. That's the plan.
Well, that's good. That sounds good. I want to say hello to Mary Reed, who's watching us on YouTube this morning. Mary,
Hi,
thank you
Mary.
so much for coming in, as usual. We always love people come in and talk to us. Now, those of you who are going to indulge in conversation with us, I really wish you would. I hope you do, because we like to address you personally. We love talking to you guys, but a lot of people, they want to sit back, and I don't blame them. As long as you're there, that's the most important thing. But if you want to do that, let us know what your weather is like wherever you are. If you're outside of New York City, because that's where we are. That's where we originate our show from New York City, but you're maybe elsewhere, and we would like to compare the weather that we have here in New York to people out there in Charlotte, to the people out there in North Carolina. Well, you both in North Carolina. Uh, what part of Warren? I keep forgetting that. That's Greensboro, North
Greensboro,
Carolina.
yeah.
Right,
Mhm.
Greensboro. So all of those places, they have different weather. Your weather is better than mine here in New York. We'll talk about that. But those of you who live in New York, don't worry about it. You don't have to worry about giving me yours because I'm going to take care of. I have the local weather forecast, which I failed to give last week because we got caught up in so much stuff, and I failed to give the weather forecast at that time. But I'm going to give it today, and that's going to happen later on. So we got a lot of things planned for you. We're going to talk about a lot of things. And again, if there's something in particular that you want to linger on, whether it's sports, whether it's politics, whether it's your girlfriend, your boyfriend, your husband, your wife, whether you're celebrating a birthday, whether you're
Your pet.
celebrating, yeah, yeah, or you're celebrating a divorce, whatever it is. We celebrate it all right here,
Listen,
And
listen, listen. If you're celebrating your divorce, I got three smokers in the backyard. So if you wanna celebrate, just give me the menu and I'll stop on over and everything. I'll throw in a brisket and everything.
The only thing is, I hope no one is celebrating that. I
True,
hate seeing that.
true.
Yeah, yeah. I just figure, but we celebrate all the other positive things anyway. And again, for my Jewish friends out there, you got a bar mitzvah coming up. Tell us about it. Let's all celebrate together.
That's
That's it.
right.
That's it. You know where I like to be right now. And we were already there. You know, when we did the show from in Italy, I thought about that the other day. Someone was asking me when I went to my dentist the other day. She asked me, "So how did Italy go for you?" I said it was beautiful. You know, I said I plan to go back again someday because it's so big and there's more to see. You know, because you go to one place in Italy, there's about a dozen more places to go. It's so big. It's like going to Las Vegas. You got to keep going back until you learn more about it. You know, but that's where I wish I was right now.
Yeah,
Maybe the weather is better. I don't know. I
yeah.
don't. Yeah. Uh, anyway, the rest of you guys, if you want to share all of your thoughts again, please feel free to do it, and we're able to do it. Now, next month, I'm going to say this in advance. Next month, they're going to all month long is something what they call African American Music Month, and I'm just throwing this out there in advance. Just in case when we get to that and we talk about it, if you have any kind of music that you remember, get it prepared. So when we get into the subject of African American music, you can let us know what your favorite music is. It could be anything. African American music could be a lot. It could be jazz. It could be gospel, which is the root music to all of that, and R&B music and all of that stuff. You know, get all of your questions and your statements together because we're going to be talking about that all month long for the month of June, all month long. I just
That
figure,
is so true. That is so
yeah,
true about gospel. A lot of the famous gospel singers, excuse me, let me take that back. A lot of the famous black singers
mhm,
um started out in the church as singing gospel. The first one that comes to my mind is Aretha Franklin.
mhm,
Um, you know, you had Patti LaBelle. You know, those are the names that pop out
yeah,
that started in the church, started gospel singing, and moved on to R&B, but they never forget. They always come back. Whitney Houston is another one. They
mhm,
always come back
yep,
to the church to
yeah,
make an album or to sing
mhm,
gospel as well. So
mhm,
the roots is deep, but it's not only R&B, country and western. I'm pretty sure there's some African American singers that started out in the church, went on to country and western. So
mhm,
it starts at home, and we say
mhm,
home because that's
yeah,
where we have our roots at.
yeah, yeah, and you know that all of that expanded to not just it didn't just start at from gospel to R&B. It also went over to other different. And how do I pronounce that word? Geron, John, uh, genre, genre. I think that's how you pronounce it of
Mhm.
music, and um, and jazz, all of that. You know, it was all a creation. A lot of people don't believe that, but that's how it really started. And speaking of the other people who have been came out of the gospel field, if for people who are much older in our age bracket, remember Sam Cooke. He sang for a gospel group, a prominent gospel group called the Highway, not the Highway QC, the Soulsters. Lou Rawls came out of gospel. He sang for the Highway QCs. Wilson Pickett came out of gospel. He sang, I don't remember the gospel group he was in, but then again, then he left that group and went to the Falcons, and there's a lot of history.
A lot of
So
yeah.
we could talk about all of that. We could talk about all of that. That's a great thing. I think Mary has a question for you. Can you see Mary?
Yes.
Okay, she has a question for you.
It didn't pop up. It says, "Good morning, Frank." That's all it says.
Well, maybe if you scroll down, because well, I'll read what she
Yeah.
has. It says, Do you deliver your famous briskets? Or no, your famous barbecue by uh, drones?
What you-
By air drones?
Mary, that's something I would think about doing, but the way we're at in this country right now, might shoot it down, thinking that it might be, they might be thinking that we're being attacked and everything. Um, we have a neighbor of ours that have two air drones, and for some reason he just practicing flying around in my ear, over my head and then houses next door to us, and drones are very useful nowadays, even in weddings. I used to do weddings back in the day. I don't do weddings anymore because technology has so uh, past me now where they ask requests for drones. I
Well,
could buy a drone, but I don't know how to operate a drone. So drones is always possible, but right now I don't think I would want to touch a drone right now. Yeah, I don't
I,
want the government start coming after me, put it like that.
yeah, they look for an excuse to bust you all
Yeah,
the time.
exactly.
Hey, we've got 67 degrees here in New York City. And those of you who want to join in the conversation, give us your weather forecast. For you New Yorkers, don't worry about it because this is what I have for you all weekend long. 67 degrees. It's going to be sunny to partly cloudy today. We'll have a high near 80 degrees. Winds will be west northwest at 10 to 15 miles per hour. For Friday night, it's tonight. That's where we're at in Friday mode right now. There's going to be some clouds this evening, and we'll give way to mainly clear skies overnight with a low near 55 degrees. Winds will be west northwest at 10 to 20 miles per hour. Saturday, partly cloudy, cooler, high 66. Winds will be north at 15 to 25 miles per hour. Saturday night, you're going out on the town. It's going to be clear skies. We'll have a low 53. Winds will be north northwest at 10 to 15 miles per hour.
Um, the Knicks are in the NBA Finals right now. That's what we was talking about. The Knicks are in the finals, and we talk about the football. Manny Fernandez passed away. Major League Baseball is having their CBA being renegotiated, and we talked about birthdays and all that other stuff. Put it like that. But
Mm.
we want to talk about Jewish Heritage Day today. What I wanted to talk about last week, I saved it for today because I was only going to be with you only for Thursday. I wasn't with you on Friday. But Albert James Allen Freed was born December 15th in Jonestown, Pennsylvania. He was an American disc jockey. He was also he produced and promoted large traveling concerts with various acts, helping the spread of importance of rock and roll music throughout North America, including popularizing the term rock and roll. While attending Ohio State University, go Buckeyes, Ohio State Buckeyes, Free became interested in radio. Free served in the U.S. Army during World War II. Now imagine, that is a beautiful spot to have, serving your country as the DJ. Wow, that's amazing. He was a DJ for World War II and worked as a DJ. Like I said, soon after World War II, Freed landed broadcasting jobs at smaller stations, including WKST in Newcastle, Pennsylvania, WKBN, Youngstown, Ohio, and WKAR, Akron, Ohio, where in 1945 he became the local favorite for playing hot jazz and pop recordings. Freed was also a first radio disc jockey and concert producer who frequently played and promoted rock and roll. He popularized the phrase rock and roll on mainstream radio in the early 1950s. The term rock and roll already existed in the early 1940s, but it remained obscure. Now, Alan Freed did not use the phrase, well, he did not coin the phrase rock and roll. However, by the way of his radio show, he popularized it and redefined it. Once slang for sex, it came it came to mean a new form of music. This music had been around for several years, but freed primary accomplishment was the delivery of it to a new primary young and white listeners, besides exposing to his audience to blues and rhythm and blues, swing and doo-wop, 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 the old doo-wop saying where you pop the fingers and you be in rhythm. Well, he brought black and white fans together at the dance concerts. He became staging his shows in Cleveland, Ohio, where he had joined WJW in 1951 and soon reigned as the king of the Moondoggers, moving to New York City, the Big Apple, and WNINS, which is known as Wins News. In 1954, he continued to produce concerts for his efforts. He drew charges of race mixing and the attention of vigilant police. A disturbance at a concert in Boston in 1958 resulted in criminal charges against Freed and his departure from WINS. Now, in 1960, this is the thing that I did my research on. I was always wondered during that era, who was his main competition? Who was the guy that that he went up against? Well, him and Dick Clark was in the congressional hearings for money for gifts given its to DJs by representatives of record companies in return to playing their records. Back in those days, they pay the DJs, then the DJs would spin their records. That's how it was back then, which was illegal. And his career was in jeopardy after relocating to Los Angeles, where he worked at KDAY for a short time. He was indicted in charges of tax evasion in 1964. Now, he was inducted into the Hall of Fame in 1986. He passed away in 1965, but he was inducted into the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame in 1986. And he broke barriers. He broke racial barriers in the U.S. pop culture in the 50s by leading the white and black kids to listening to the same music, put the radio personality at the vanguard. Now, I always wondered with that congressional hearing, Dick Clark, Allan Freed, the two giants of that era, why Dick Clark was not found guilty. And that's sports.
Well, I explained that last night, and for the benefit of the people who weren't watching us last night, Allan Freed was targeted that way, and there were a lot of disc jockeys that got caught up in the payola scandal, but they targeted him only because of the fact that he was one of few white DJs who promoted black music, and so I think this was a political job that was done. Because of the fact that he was playing black music, promoting black music, and the establishment, the so-called establishment at that time, didn't take kindly to that. And so that was their way of trying to destroy him and destroy his career, and successfully did so. Today it's a little different. There's not too many payola scandals as far as I can tell. But
is it still legal? I mean, is it still illegal to do that though?
Something, payola is not really illegal. The only difference is if you should report it on your tax. You see, if you accept money or gifts, anything, you have to report those things.
Oh, let's not talk about tax now. Let's not talk about taxes, because you got somebody at 1600 Pennsylvania Avenue that doesn't have to pay any more taxes anymore. Yeah. So I don't want to hear that crap about taxes.
But in this case, the average person, going back to average people now, like you and me and people who are watching this show, average people who pay taxes. But if you happen to be in a job, some jobs require that you don't accept gifts. right? Uh, like city jobs. If you're in a city job, you can't accept gifts. If you're a police officer, you can't accept gifts and bribes. Some people say, well, if you do this favor for me, I'll give you $100. You can't do that. You can't do that. Not in a position like that. And at that time, although payola was illegal in some way, it was illegal only because it wasn't reported. When you accept money, you have to report it. And that kind of money. And he was making money hand over fist back in those days, you know. But you don't hear too much of it now because you don't even dare no more DJs on the air anyway.
Yeah.
Everything is AI now. So
AI.
and that puts us all on the being obsolete, you know. So that was how it was back then. That's how it
Yeah.
was back then.
Incredible.
Only because he was promoting black music.
That's the bottom line. That's what comes down to it. Yeah. Yeah.
That's basically what it was. No one wants to say that, but that's basically what it was. He promoted black music. The establishment didn't like it, so they went after him. When there
And
were
and
thousands and thousands of DJs accepting payola. Payola is an tempting thing. It's tempting. It's tempting. I had people offer me money to play records.
it'd be simple. Somebody slip $100 bill in your pocket and you don't know anything about it. And you look in your pocket and say, "Oh, what is this?"
Yeah,
I found $100 bill. Do
yeah.
you report that? No.
But that wouldn't even hold water. As far as the IRS is concerned, that wouldn't even hold water.
Wouldn't hold water.
You accepted money, whether you knew it or not. You accepted it.
That's right.
Anyway, thanks for that information, Brian. Thanks for the sports of what little that we got going for it. It's been a strange day here today. A strange day. Legendary tenor saxophonist Sonny Rollins has died. The influential jazz musician died Monday afternoon at his home in Woodstock, New York. Rollins is survived by his nephew Clifton Anderson and his nieces Valen Anderson and Gabrielle DeGroat. They also noted that no public memorial is planned at this time. He was 95. Fans of the Big Bang Theory have plenty to look forward to in a new spin-off series that's called Stewart Fails to Save the Universe. That's according to Lauren Lepler. So she's the actress who's going to reprieve her role as Denise, the employee and that turned girlfriend of the titular 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 character. Uh, uh, that's the beloved comic bookstore owner, Stuart Bloom, and the upcoming spinoff at the 2026 Grace Awards. She says that the series will have a lot of Easter eggs of fans, and I don't understand that, but that's what it says here of fans for the original show. Phil Collins is sharing a positive update on his health, and that means for the possibility of future performances. Though the legendary singer has been plagued by a number of health issues over the past few years, he said in an interview that the past 18 months have been fine for him. The singer is set to be inducted into the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame as a solo act in November. And though he's been feeling better, Collins said he's unlikely to perform at the inductees ceremony. Kate Mansi is exiting General Hospital. The actress confirmed the news on Sunday as she shared a post confirming her exit on her Instagram story. Mansi revealed that she has made a very difficult decision to leave General Hospital. She'll be working with her husband on other projects. Mansi joined General Hospital as Christina in 2023 and has appeared in over 200 episodes prior to that. She spent 9 years on Days of Our Lives. In February, Neil Young canceled his planned 2026 tour dates, but he returned to the stage on May 22nd at a benefit concert in his home country of Canada. Young performed a solo acoustic set at the show in Vancouver, which was held in honor of the 90th birthday of Canadian environmental activist David Sasuski. During the surprise set, he treated the crowd to a rendition of Heart of Gold and After the Gold Rush. The show, which raised money for the David Sasuski Foundation, also featured fellow Canadians Sarah McLachlan and Bruce Cockburn, as well as Jane Fonda and Al Gore. Birthdays today: former Spice Girl Melanie Brown is 51. Singer Melissa Etheridge is 65. Actress Annette Bening is 68. And singers LaToya and Rebby Jackson, or Reby Jackson, however you pronounce it, they're both celebrating birthdays today. Can you imagine that? But they're not twins. They just were born on the same day. Reby Jackson is 6 years older than LaToya. So happy birthday to them both. And actor Nick Mancuso is 78. Actor Anthony Gary, who played General Hospital, he played Luke on General Hospital. He died, but he would have been 79 today. Actor, TV correspondent, CBS 60 Minutes, Bob Simon would have been 85. Monty Rock III from Discotheque and the Sexalettes, with their big hit back in those days in the disco days called Get Dancing. He would have been 87 today. And by the way, Monty Rock was the guy that played the disc jockey, the DJ on Saturday Night Fever. When John Travolta went up to him and said, "I can't dance to this stuff." Okay, singer Sylvia Robinson, that's half of Mickey and Sylvia back in the 60s. She would have been 91. President John F. Kennedy would have been 109, and Bob Hope would have been 123. So happy birthday to all of you, the ones who are alive, and happy birthday, many, many more, and the ones who are no longer with us. They all left us a legacy, and we will salute them each year when their birthday comes around. So happy birthday. And those of you who are celebrating a birthday, if you'd like us to announce it for you, all you have to do is get in touch with us by emailing us or giving us a telephone call. The email address is Frank Allan Prod. That's Allan, Allan. Prod is Prod. Frank Allan Prod at AOL.com. That's Frank Allan Prod at AOL.com. Telephone number is 641-715-3900, extension 467134. That's 641-715-3900, extension 467134. You don't have to use that information just because it's your birthday. You can use it for anything, just to say hello. We read and we hear all of your messages. So just let us know. Give us a shout out. Let us know. Okay. The address, once again, email Frank Allan Prod at AOL.com. That's Frank Allan Prod at AOL.com. Telephone number 641-715-3900, extension 467134. That's 641-715-3900, extension 467134. I have one movie this week for Turner Classic Movies, and that's from 1971. It's called Play Misty for Me. That's with Clint Eastwood, Jessica Walter, and Donna Mills. Now, this is a movie that can be scary to someone in a position like me. This movie was Clint Eastwood's movie. He played a jazz disc jockey, and he was stalked by a female fan. Oh boy, I can relate to this. So it's a very good movie, and you can see it on Sunday at 10 p.m. Eastern. That's called Play Misty for Me, 1971, Clint Eastwood, Jessica Walter, and Donna Mills. Sunday at 10 p.m. Eastern, right there on Turner Classic Movies. Well, Brian, we're almost at the end of the show. And we're not going to leave the show without talking about that $250 bill. Would you like would you like your picture on a $250 bill?
No, it doesn't make sense. A $250 bill, really? Is he really that desperate? Is he, I mean, really? Come on. What is he gaining? I mean, what I see what he's trying to do. He wants to be remembered. He's doing all he can for the next 3 years or 2.5 years, how many years that he left that he has. But he's trying all he can to be remembered, and he's doing what he's trying to do for self. So by him doing that, he's just begging for attention. He is unbelievable.
He's gonna be remembered. He's gonna be remembered, but not for the right reasons. He's gonna be remembered. But when he gets out of office, I charge the media. I charge them when he gets out of office. I charge the media to not make any reference to this guy whatsoever. Don't keep him out of the news. Don't talk about him. If all possible, throw them out of the consciousness of your mind, because that's what I'm going to do personally. I can't say that for everyone else, but there'll always be the maggots who's going to always remember him. And when he passed away, the MAGA people are going to say, no, that's fake news. You're not going to convince them of that. You know, oh God, Mary. Yeah, that's right. You're right. Mary just said only dead presidents are on money. And that's true. You
Mhm.
can't have a live president on a bill.
That is so true because when Franklin Delano Roosevelt died, a year later he was on, I believe, the 10 cent. I think a dime is where his picture's on there. So
Mm,
that's right. So I think it was a year after he died in 1945. A year after
mm,
that, that's when they put his face
yeah,
on that. That is so true. That is
yeah.
so true. Yeah.
He wants his brand on everything. He wants his face on everything. I hope well, he wants his faces to be on not just bucks, not just dollar bills, but also on passports. Now, I'm waiting for my passport to come in because I already applied for it. I'm hoping that that mug is not on my passport because the only picture I want to see on my passport is my own, you know. Uh, and he put his name on the Kennedy Center. He's on different buildings. He What else does he want to do?
Let me
He
say, well, listen, it's like this. He is what he is. So I stopped fighting myself about what he's doing, what he's saying. I stopped doing that. What I started doing now is looking at his supporters, looking at the people that treat him like a god. He doesn't give a damn about you for his supporters. He doesn't care. But his supporters will still lift him up and put him on a pedestal. So that's where my frustration, my anger is. In fact, I shouldn't even be frustrated, but it doesn't make sense for him to do this, for him, to just to get attention. It's his supporters. Those are the ones that's like really out of their minds. It's like Jim Jones back when he was a cult leader and he was in Guyana. All those people died because he told them to take this here drink. And that was back in the 70s, I believe, and all those people that died and everything because they follow him. It doesn't make sense. So it's not Donald Trump. It is Donald Trump, but I'm used to his annex. I'm used to him. It's his supporters. This is what they do. And here
yeah,
we are,
yeah.
coming up to 250 years of celebration of this country. But I celebrate Juneteenth for 1865, where we've been free. Just remember, it took 89 years after the signing of the Declaration of Independence in 1776. It took 89 years for us to be free
Mhm,
legally, but we
mhm.
weren't really free
Yeah,
in 1865. But then what happened was we go right into the Jim Crow era. And after the Jim Crow era, we go into the KKK back
yeah,
in the early 1920s.
yeah, yeah, yeah. Bruce Williams says we don't talk about Biden and he saved the country. Well, you know something, Bruce? He talks about Biden, but all he calls Biden is Sleepy Joe and all of that. Uh, but the country is so out of control that they don't talk about the positive things anymore. They don't talk about the positive things anymore. You're right, Bruce. They don't talk about the positive. They always want to talk about, they want to lay on the negative. And the negative is Donald Trump. That's the negative right now. They'll talk about him. He's the great president. Did you watch the cabinet meeting the other day?
Yeah.
Trump got his orange, he got his orange soil stained ass kissed by every one of them on there.
Oh, as though he was a mafia boss. Won't you kiss
Yeah.
the ring? Kiss the
Yeah.
ring.
Yeah. Yeah. And I nearly puked. I wanted to throw up.
It was sickening. He's just
But
sitting.
see, he does this once in a while. And when he have his cabinet meeting, they have to go around the table and praise his ass.
Yeah.
They have to
Oh,
praise
yeah.
him.
Oh,
You
yeah.
know, oh, you're the greatest. You're the greatest. You're the greatest president that ever lived. I want to hear what Pan Bondi has to say today because she's up in front of the committee today.
Mm-hmm.
The
Yeah.
only thing is they're not going to put it on camera, which I find it very strange because what they want to hide, what are they going to hide? And
Yeah.
since she was performing for an audience of one the last time around, she may not have that energy today because they're not going to be any cameras.
Let me make this clear, and I don't want the people out there to misinterpret how I feel. Joe Biden wasn't the greatest president. He made some stupid mistakes.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. I didn't agree everything what President Barack Obama did. I didn't forget about what he did in I forgot the year was when they was going to have the basketball all-star game with the transgender thing. I didn't go for that either. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
I thought that Barack Obama was wrong for that.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So let me make this clear that I'm not a Democrat by heart or a Republican hater or an independent. I'm more of an independent. I don't trust both sides, the right or the left. I don't trust them. I don't trust them at all.
Mm-hmm.
But I do believe, and what's fair is fair. We should all live together. That's why it's called the United. We come together. The United States of America. Every ethnic group had came to Ellis Island. The Irish, the Polish, the Italians, the Greeks, they all came to Ellis Island in the early 1900s. The same way.
Mm-hmm.
So don't talk about illegal aliens and their, people like that. Immigrants came and helped build this country to where it is. You may not like it, but it's true.
Yeah. Yeah.
I'm finished.
Mary asked a question earlier, was the Queen picture on her money, since we were talking about dollar bills and all of that? I'm not sure, Mary. I would imagine if they didn't have her name on a bill, I could imagine she's on there now on England money, not American money.
Right, exactly.
That's something I'm gonna have to look into. That's a good question. I'm gonna look that up. I'm gonna find out. Unless, of course, someone out there knows better. I'm going to find out and then bring it back to you at a later date. Brian, we had a strange day today. We had a strange day.
But we improvised and we went on.
When I go to the editing, I have to find out how to make this clean. We'll see what happens. Anyway, thank you, Brian. We're going to be back here next.
See my Bucky shirt? I got my Bucky shirt on.
I see. Okay. Thanks a lot, Brian. We're going to be back here next Thursday. We're going to be back here next Thursday, and we're going to be here for Talk Back Live. That's Thursday at 8 p.m. Eastern, and we'll look forward to seeing you then. My co-host Brian will be here with me, and of course, we'll have a lot of fun, and then come back here next Friday at 10 a.m. for more of the coffee hour. In the meantime, ladies and gentlemen, have yourself a great weekend and a great day, and I'll see you soon. Take care. So long.
You've been watching the Coffee Hour with your host Frank Allan. The producer has been Al Dale. Technical assistant Dave Taylor. Research by Sandy Pierce. And I'm your announcer, Donna Stenke. Thank you for joining us, and we'll see you next time on the Coffee Hour.